In this tutorial, we're going to talk about specifically how to integrate our checkbox feature and the customer chat feature within Shopify. Okay, so let's just go ahead and jump right in. Now, the first thing that we want to make sure is whatever domain we're going to place the checkbox or the customer chat, we have to make sure we whitelist our domain, okay, the domain we're going to use. So in my case, I'm just going to hop over here to a development store that I have, and that development store is right here. Okay, so you'll see it's called bloggershop.myshopify.com. Now, for you, it's most likely going to be whatever domain it is. Something HTTPS, mydomain.com. So it won't be the Shopify link like this. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. So just make sure that you whitelist your actual domain that people will navigate to visit your store. Okay, so let's hop over to the whitelisting section. Now you can get to that through settings and whitelisting domains. And again, we have another tutorial that's specific to whitelisting domains that you can watch as well. But it's very simple. As you'll see, I actually have that domain whitelisted right here. And all you need to do is enter that domain here. Okay, so HTTPS www. Google.com or whatever your domain is, and just simply hit add domain, and that's it. Okay, now you're allowed up to 50 domains per fan page. Okay, and it must be a secured URL, meaning it must be HTTPS, or these two features will not render. Okay, so that's as simple as that to be able to whitelist one of your domains that you want to use. All right, so let's go ahead and go back over to the checkbox and implement this into Shopify, and I'm going to specifically put it on my cart page. Okay, so let's go ahead and first thing we're going to do is create the checkbox, and for this I'm just going to call it Shopify. And the domain I'm going to use is the domain I had shown you here, so let me just copy that. And we'll go ahead and paste that in there. All right, so we're good. And you only need the front end of the domain for any page that you want to put a checkbox plugin in. When what I mean by that is it doesn't have to be my page, or wherever that might be going. Maybe it's even something like, blog slash, my article .html or something like that. You don't need that there. All you need is the actual front end of that domain. Okay, so I'll use an extra large box here. Now, all we need to do at that point is save. Okay, now we can, of course, select a chatbot to attach to this particular checkbox so that when a user clicks the button that is going to trigger the checkbox, then they will get one of these particular bots that you attach to it. Okay, now for this purpose, I'm just going to put in a testing bot that I've created, and we will see that gets launched when somebody clicks on that checkbox. Okay, so now what we want to do, and I'm going to first go over to Shopify, and I'm going to show you where you go to do this. Now, on your online store, you're going to navigate to themes. Okay, once you have themes, you're going to hit edit code. All right, now you want to be inside of here. This is what it's going to look like. Now, if you're not comfortable doing this, just there's people on Fiverr that'll do it for $5 for you. But honestly, if you just follow this tutorial, it's really not that difficult at all. It may seem a little overwhelming or scary, but it's really not. It's really quite simple to do. Okay, so with the checkbox, what I'm going to do is now everybody's theme is going to be different, really, depending which theme you're using. Okay, but if you'll notice, there's a thing called templates here, and you'll see one that's labeled cart. Okay, now in this little template, it's telling me that we need to actually use the section called cart template. Well, look at this section cart template. Okay, now here it is. Now what I can do, I'm going to go ahead and just close that one, is this is the actual code that you see, and that's what it's rendering right here. The checkout button, the update button, all this stuff is all right here inside of this file. All right. Now, what we want to do, and I'll show you an easy way to locate this, is what we want to do first is find this where we want to actually render the checkbox. Okay. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put that checkbox right above this checkout. Facebook does want you to have that very prominent with the checkbox, so people understand what's going to happen. Even adding a little headline above it might be a good idea, just to make sure that you're compliant. that tells them what's going to happen, that they may receive a message through Facebook Messenger if they opt to check that box. Okay, so I'm going to have a display right above that. So what I want to do is I'm going to go back into SegMate, and I'm going to go ahead and grab this code. Okay, this one right here. I'm just going to copy that to the clipboard. And then what I want to do is I want to find this button. Okay, I want to find this button that says checkout because I want to put the box right above it. All right, so the best way to do that is if you are clicked in here and you hit Control or Command, depending on what you're using, a PC or Mac, F, it's a little search box. And you can just put checkbox. Okay, so now you'll see that's not it. Let's go to the next one. Oh, sorry, not checkbox, checkout. Sorry, checkout. There we go. All right, and here we are. So here is the actual button called checkout. That's the button that we are viewing right there. So let's go ahead and paste that code right below it. And I'm just going to hit save. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh this. And there it is. Okay, so there, I actually put it underneath. Should have put it above. That's okay. For demonstration purposes, just make sure you put it above instead of below. But there, you'll notice that now the checkbox is showing up on here. Now, what we need to do is there needs to be an action that triggers this, okay? And that action is going to be when they click checkout. All right, so what we'll do is we're going to come back over into SegMate, and we're going to grab this little piece of code, okay? So I'm just going to copy that. And now what we want to find is, again, we want to look for the form that is attached to this cart. And the easiest way to do that is to use your search again and say form. Okay, there's the ending of the form. Anything with a little slash in front of it is the ending, but we want to find the beginning. That's not it. That's not it. Well, there it is right there. Form. Okay, great. So all I want to do is paste that little piece of code right there and hit save. Okay, now I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to refresh. And when this is clicked, what's going to happen is it's going to then send that bot. Okay, it's going to send that bot right to your Facebook Messenger. Okay, and actually, let me go ahead and open this up here. Book.com. And you'll see I have a little message here already. There it is. Okay, so it's Yo Carl, which is my partner's name. That's what that little bot said. Okay, that's what my bot was. It's because it's just for testing. But you'll see that it was now sent to my user's messenger. Okay, so that's exactly how you use the checkbox feature. All right, now you can attach that little piece of code to any kind of a button. Okay, but most people in Shopify seem to want to put it right here on the cart, which makes sense. All right, so that is how you implement in Shopify the checkbox feature. Now, let's go ahead and move on over to the customer chat. Lots of people want to use this on every single page of their Shopify store. Okay, and you're going to see I have one set up here already, but let's just make a new one. Let's go with, call this Shopify. And our domain, okay, so let's go ahead and grab that domain again. All right, now actually, at this point, it's already whitelisted within this particular page because you whitelist domains per fan page, okay? So I've already whitelisted it, so there's no need to do it, but we do need to still enter it here, okay, because it's needed. All right, and then we can, of course, display minimized or not. You can watch the the customer chat tutorial for more information on that, as well as what this means here. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to say no. I just want to concentrate more on how you get this into Shopify. All right, so then I'm going to go ahead and save that, and here it is. And I'm going to go ahead and select a bot, which is, again, that same little test bot that I have. And then I'm going to go ahead and just copy this code. I'm going to copy that to clipboard. Now, what I can do is all themes have this file layout, theme.liquid. There it is right there. All forms have it. And what I want to do is I just want to navigate all the way down to the bottom, and right before the body closes right here, you see how it's a slash body? I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to save it. And that's it. Now I'll go ahead and refresh. And you'll see it pop up here in just a second. And there it is. There is the actual chat now. Okay, so this will show up now on all of your pages. All right. Oh, there it was again, right there. Okay, so it will show up all throughout your site. So it's as simple as that. Again, if you're not comfortable with the technical side of things, many people out there that will do it for very, very cheap, and then you don't have to worry about it. But if you follow this tutorial, you should be able to handle it yourselves.